And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, squirrels and other furry creatures, now is the time for the dedication and unveiling of Longview's newest great piece of architecture, the amazing, the incredible new Squirrel Bridge. Now, before we do that, we think we ought to tell you a little bit about how this came to be. The Longview Sandbaggers have been a part of Longview for more than 40 years. And this robust group of young men here and some of their fathers and grandfathers and all of that all work together to try to make Longview a better place to live. Many, many years ago, Amos Peters, who had his office straight across there in that building right back there, watched the squirrels getting run over by cars, and he owned a construction company. So he built the world's first squirrel bridge. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records as such, and it was named the Nutty Narrows Bridge. And everybody loves the Nutty Narrows Bridge, right? And Amos was a sandbagger, and since then the sandbaggers have taken it upon themselves to do many things squirrely and not squirrely, some of which include the carving of the giant squirrel statue over there, and the care and maintenance of the Nutty Narrows Bridge. And the sandbaggers also do good works in our community, including things like Squirrel Fest. Anybody here like Squirrel Fest? And we're hoping to do this next year, so be sure to tell all your friends and family and go join all our vendors and all that stuff so that we can do this again next year. So, without any further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Brother Sandbagger, Mr. Don Ciance, who is in charge. He's the Mr. Bridge Committee himself. Let's hear it for Don.
This year's bridge, 2011, is built in the honor and memory. This year's bridge is built in the honor of Bruce Kamp. We all know the story about Bruce, and we're not going to go into detail of that today. But with the sponsorships, the help with J.H. Kelly, Ferguson's, H&M Sheet Metal, Searings Plumbing and Electric, Applied Industrial, Corey Heron, and Bill Kamp, we're very honored today to dedicate this bridge to Bruce Kamp. So it has had the official unveiling by Bill and Fred.
1, 2, 3, and there it is!
And as all you know, we did have a contest for 2012, and the one that we picked down there is the one on the green, which is being built by Mr. John Dick, and the runner-up was built by Cameron Snyder. So after you get done here, please come up and check them out. They're very unique.
All right, thank you, Don Ciance, and thank you to all of the sponsors who provided the material for this bridge, who provided the labor for this bridge. As you can see, this was not just put together easily. This is a work of art, and we expect this also to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. This is the world's first covered squirrel bridge, okay? Now, I have to point out one other thing. Now, the city of Longview, as you probably know, owns and protects all of the trees in our fair city, and so they are working to find a suitable location for this tree. It has to be nice, healthy trees in a good location. So as soon as they tell us where it can go, we'll put the bridge up. We hope to do that soon.
I forgot one sponsor, and that's Cascade Networks. They will be putting a camera on this, so if you ever see Brian Magnuson around town, make sure you all thank him for that.
For the world's first 24-hour-a-day live streaming Squirrel Camp! Okay, so moving from squirrel bridges to the next squirrel-related item. It just goes on and on. You just can't believe how many squirrel-related things there can be, but here's one more. The large carved squirrel on the other side of the park over there was built many years ago in memory of Amos Peters, and it eventually, as wood does, it began to rot out, and so an artist was commissioned to carve a new statue, and that was in 2002 when Tom Kell came and carved that statue for the citizens of Longview. Let's hear it for Tom Kell. Tom, where are you? Come on up.
Yeah, I wanted to.
There's the man himself. Now, it's not everybody who can carve a squirrel out of a big chunk of tree. Usually it's the squirrels carving trees. So anyway, the Longview Sandbaggers, in grateful appreciation for Tom's work, has arranged this plaque to go on the squirrel, and I'm going to read it to you. On Independence Day 2002, Tom Kell donated his talents and this squirrel to the city of Longview. A credit to our community, no ifs, ands, or buts. Thank God for people like him in a world gone nuts. Let's hear it for Tom Kell. Okay, Tom says he's carved a couple more squirrels, not quite that big, and they're being raffled off right over here. Anybody who wants to get involved in that, they're beautiful. You got to go over and see them. Tom is really an artist, so thanks again. Okay, we only have 2 more items to go. I know this is so exciting you can hardly stand it, but we have one more thing. In 2013 will be the 50th anniversary of the Nutty Narrows Bridge. The Sandbaggers of Longview have sponsored a contest to build more bridges, and we are going to select a bridge from entries that are submitted. You have to submit drawings and a small replica of it, or a prototype rather of it, something that we can look at and decide whether it meets our very high standards of artistic things, and then we'll select that bridge, and we hope to put that up in 2013. So everybody please think about sponsoring a bridge. Okay, and now, the time you've all been waiting for. It's the time to announce what the name of our squirrel is. This is our mascot for the Squirrel Fest, and we had a contest to see who could name the squirrel, and we got nearly 200 entries, and we had lots of good entries, and the Longview Sandbaggers Committee sat down and sorted through all of those, and interestingly enough, we ended up having 2 winners. How can you have 2 winners of one contest? Well, we got a really great first name, and we used a really great last name. So we have 2 winners. And the winners are David Morrison and Jonathan Johnson. And each of them will be awarded a very sizable gift certificate to JT's Restaurant. Are either of them here today? I don't think so. I talked to them on the phone. Neither one thought they could be able to make it. Oh, here we go. Who have we got here? This is David Morrison right here. Come on up, David. Come on. You heard of 15 minutes of fame? Well, as long as you get 15 seconds of fame. Thank you very much.
Yeah, what's the name?
Okay, now we're going to tell you the name. Wait a minute, David. Don't run away yet. We got to stand here while we announce the name. The name of the squirrel is Sandy B. McNutt. Let's hear it for Sandy. Sandy, how's it feel to have a name? All right, that's what we like to hear. Okay, I was corrected on the number of entries we received on the contest. Apparently it was 5,216 entries. I had the number off a little bit. So with that concludes our squirrel-related festivities for Squirrel Fest. Thank you all for coming to Squirrel Fest and enjoying this.